All right, making a video for the first time in a little while here. It's gonna be a first of a series, hopefully. We're here with my '86 Ford F250 two-wheel drive. It's got the 6.9 diesel. It's a good runner. It's only got a little over 100,000 miles. And this truck is, for a Michigan truck, this truck's pretty solid. A little rust on the wheel wells, a little bit on the cab corner right there. Easily fixable though. But what we're doing to this is doing a remote turbo setup. So most kits you buy, it locates the turbo basically where a power stroke turbo would be. The back middle of the engine, back in the valley of the engine. There's no problems with this setup at all, except for the price. Trying to find these kits in 2017, yeah, it's a little hard. Not necessarily hard, but more expensive. You're looking about $2,300 for a Hypermax setup. 1800s to 2000 for a bank setup. They're pretty pricey. And when you have a truck like this, I mean, it's a solid truck, don't get me wrong, but it's still an '86 F250. It's just not worth that much. So we're making our own turbo kit essentially. Basically, it's going to be located in the bed under a toolbox. Got the hole cut right there, as you can see. Doing the exhaust myself, I got a 10-foot section of 3-inch exhaust pipe here. Making some adapters, welding them all together. Got a mandrel bend here. Basically, we're doing like we would with a stack. It's going to go stock down pipes and after the manifolds to the stock Y pipe. But immediately after the stock Y pipe, instead of going to 2 3/4 piping like it would factory, it's being stepped up to 3-inch. The reason I'm going with 3-inch instead of larger is since the turbo is going to be located in a bed, we're trying to reduce turbo lag and keep the exhaust gas as warm as possible. That way you have more spool, it's quicker. Basically try to have as minimal loss as possible. So we're going with 3-inch piping. This is also going to be wrapped in a like header type wrap. Also, once again, to keep the heat in and to maximize turbo spooling. So what we're doing, taking this, running it straight back under the truck through here with this 90-degree bend, and then on the end of that we have a weld-on turbo flange for 3-inch pipe. So that slips around it, you weld it, and you have a T3 flange. And these are fairly cheap. I got this one for 15 or 20 bucks on eBay. You know, it's just a chunk of metal. It's gonna save a lot of time messing with one of the flat standard flanges. So that's pretty cool. After that, it's a HY35W turbocharger from a mid-2000s 24-valve Cummins. The reason I chose that is it's actually got a smaller exhaust housing, turbine housing rather, than the, say, a HX35 or an HX40. Once again, that is to make it so it will spool a little faster because it's far away from the engine. But also it's capable of putting out a decent amount of boost. Now on a stock 6.9 liter, you generally don't want to go above 8 to 10 pounds of boost. Maybe 12 if you want to push it, but I'm going to stick around 8 or 10. unless you do head studs and head gaskets. The bottom ends of these engines are actually pretty solid. So, for now, 12 pounds of boost, or I'm sorry, 10 pounds of boost should be fine. And this the HX35, or I'm sorry, HY35W should be plenty. Aside from that, basically you just pipe it up. The 6.9 and 7.3 indirect inject international engines have a standard intake manifold, or a standard, what's it called? But the same size as a carburetor, 5 1/8, I believe it is. So a basic carburetor hat that you would use to boost a carbureted engine will fit just fine on that and seal well. So you use one of those, use some 2.5-inch aluminum pipe to pipe it up front. Once again, I don't want to go too big. I want to maintain velocity, air velocity, and aluminum tubing so it acts kind of like a heat sink. Aside from that, I mean, it's a pretty standard turbo. You got to get oil to it. In my case, we're doing a remote oil reservoir with a gear-driven pump. We'll get more into detail on that when that comes. For now, this is just building the exhaust. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't seen many of these type of builds. I mean, there's a few on the forums, never any videos. So I figured this would be pretty cool. So subscribe, and that way you get notifications when I upload new videos on this. If you want to see more, it should be pretty cool. So thanks for watching.